So what's going on, everybody? My name is Billy Busby, and today we're out here in the middle of the woods along the Salado Creek Greenway, and I want to talk about my Canyon Endurarace, what I think of it, how I ended up with it, and part of like my whole journey into road cycling thus far. So we're going to talk about the Canyon Endurarace, but first we need to talk about how I got into road cycling and how I ended up with the Giant OCR 1, which was my first experience on a road bike, and how that whole thing went that led me to that. So I went into the bike shop here, and at first I wanted a mountain bike, right? I just wanted a mountain bike because San Antonio, there's like all these different cool trails and off-road stuff out here. But as I got more into it, I was already starting to lean that I really wanted to do triathlons. And as I was riding and doing things with that mountain bike, you know, I realized I was like, man, I couldn't keep up with like the oldest, fattest people that were on road bikes when I was trying to ride my mountain bike. So I went into the bike shop and, you know, kind of explained my situation to them about how I really felt like I needed to be on a road bike. And they were a mountain bike store, so it was a little bit weird that I was asking them for a road bike. And it was funny because like the guy was really cool and super nice and excited about helping me find a road bike to go do triathlons on. So after I get kitted out on the bike, I'm super excited. I'm like, finally I'm gonna be able to come out and start training how I wanna train, right? Get ready for these triathlons and stuff. And I get out to McAllister Park and I get on the bike and almost crash right off the bat. So the reason is I had mountain biking shorts on, cycling shorts on. And they're just like normal shorts, right? They just got the padding in them, so they were getting caught on the seat. So this lady actually kind of caught me. So not even a mile later, I'm on the bike, I'm doing good, I'm learning the shifting. It's my first time out on it. Thankfully, I was on the greenway here and not on the road. But I was coming across the bridge and there was 3 runners. I saw all 3 of them, but I guess the third runner didn't see me. So there was 2 guys in front, and then there was another guy behind him. Well, the guy that was over here moved to get behind the lead guy. Well, the third guy stepped out right in front of me. And I laid the bike down, busted myself up pretty good, you know, and got up and, you know, wiped it off and all that. But anyway, that was my very first experience on a road bike. And that was that Giant OCR. It's a great bike. So the reason I don't have that bike anymore is when I did buy that bike, the only bike they had in there that was like under $1,000 was that Giant OCR, and it was used. Look, Bike Shop Bob, I called you here today into the bike forest to tell you that we have to move these old Giant OCRs. The ones with the stripped out crank arms. That's why I made you Employee of the Month 2 months in a row, Bike Shop Bob. All right, if anyone comes in today wanting to buy a road bike, I'll downsell them to an old used Giant OCR, and then in a year, they'll have to come back and get parts. But we won't have the parts. That's why you're the boss. Move those bikes, or I'll have you and your family thrown out on the streets. You're not the boss of my personal life. No, but I want to be. I didn't know anything about bikes at that time, right? Like I didn't know that there was even a difference between mountain bikes and road bikes. The crank arm on that OCR, I guess the pedal was stripped out on it, but I had no idea. So I didn't know what was going on. And rode it for a year, changed pedals off and on, didn't really have any issues with it. Well, I started noticing that the pedal was getting looser and looser and looser. And finally my son came over one day and wanted to ride it. And he got on there and we realized the pedal was completely stripped out. And because of 2020 being what it is, I guess as soon as the world kind of went into lockdown and the gyms closed, like people everywhere started getting into cycling. So you couldn't find a bike in your size, you couldn't get replacement parts, you couldn't get anything. And I'm still learning about bikes, right? There's a lot to learn. And I found a crank arm replacement because none of the bike shops here had them. I went high and low, all over, went online. But I did find one that was iffy from Taiwan. And coming out of the country, I mean, it got delivered in like 2 days. It was wild. So I got the crank arm and took the other one off, went to go put this one on, it's wrong bottom bracket. And it was like an exact model, right? I guess except for the bottom bracket, obviously. Went to a couple of different places to see if I couldn't just swap out the bottom bracket, but everybody was like, man, right now you're not gonna be able to find any kind of parts like that. You're not gonna be able to get a bottom bracket that you need. It was beyond my scope, right? And most of these bike shops here are all mountain bike shops, so they don't keep a lot of road bike stuff in stock. So like, man, I don't know if you've ever been into something like a video game or favorite restaurant or something like that you just love, right? And all of a sudden to have it like just completely taken away from you, it's jarring. And that's what happened to me. I was like riding every day. I hadn't been riding for months, right? Like when this whole country went into lockdown, man, like I lost all motivation, got fat, quit going out to the gym and all that, and just drinking beer and eating pizza, playing World of Warcraft. But I had just gotten back into cycling and I got back into it in this huge way. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. You can't ride. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You can't order parts. You can't take it anywhere. Can't do anything. And most places don't have bikes because of the coronavirus stuff. So most places just don't have any, right? There's nothing. You go to Walmart, no bikes. You go to Target, no bikes. You go to any of these sports stores, yeah, even like the kid bikes are gone. So I went on the Canyon website and I really liked the Ultimate and the Endurace. And it came down to, what am I going for, right? I'm a big dude. I'm not a small guy. If I was looking to save weight and I was going to be doing a lot of riding or possibly racing and stuff like that, then absolutely, I think the Ultimate's the way to go. But I'm going to be out here riding on this stuff, and I like doing for me, long rides. And everybody said, hey, if you're going to be doing a lot of long rides and something but you still might do some, triathlons and some racing and stuff like that, then go with an endurance bike. So read the reviews on it. They did a really good job shipping it. I'm really happy with the bike. I'm happy with the decision I made. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it when I got it, but I've had it now about 2 months, maybe 3, and I'm happy with it. I'm super happy they had something in my size and they offered shipping. So if you don't know much about Canyon, they're kind of a direct mail order only bike service, but yeah, they send you this cool package. They got videos on how to put everything together, and they even send you a tool bag to make sure you got everything you need to get that thing up and running. It took maybe 30, 45 minutes. I'm in that small cramped apartment, so it took me a little bit of time to get it all put up and everything, but I was out riding within an hour for sure. I got the large version. I guess Canyon has some issues with sizing, like their bikes are a little bit bigger, but that one is a large. I think I normally would have had an extra large. So I'm just gonna go over some generic stuff that's on the website, right? So keep in mind, this might be a little bit different. So it's carbon fiber. It weighs 8.10 kilograms. With the Endurace CF SL Disc 8.0, you get all of your performance bases covered. A complete Shimano Ultegra group set, lightweight DT Swiss E1800 wheels, and our award-winning VCLS 2.0 leaf spring seat post. So there's a lot of other stuff on here you may or may not care about, but the point is I've had the Endurace for a while and I'm really enjoying it. People always give me shit because I have the flat pedals on, and the reason I go with, I have clipless pedals at home. I got clipless shoes, I have all that stuff. But the reason I like the flats is I mostly ride here on the Greenway. I do these videos. Sometimes I like getting off the bike and doing things, coming out here in this type of terrain. It's just, not that you can't do it in cycling shoes, but it's just easier in tennis shoes. Plus with the intersections and the different stuff up here, man, like you have to get off. You don't have to, but for me, it just kind of works out better to have flats and tennis shoes out here. I got plenty of tennis shoes I can tear up out here. Plus, if something goes wrong, which it has went wrong on me out here, and I have to walk 10, 15 miles because it's in the middle of the work day and nobody's around and you can't get anybody to come and get you. There's no Uber that's going to come out to the fucking Salado Creek Greenway to pick you up. I can walk and it's not that big of a deal, but I'm getting eaten alive. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I enjoy making them. I enjoy coming out to these places and doing this kind of stuff. As I've said before, if you're in the market for a new bike, it doesn't matter, mountain bike, downhill mountain bike, road bike, endurance bike, triathlon bike, check out Canyon. They usually have everything in stock, and they're constantly updating all of their specs and their bikes and things like that. So check them out. You can follow them on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. They're not sponsoring me. I wish the hell they were, but they're not. And anyway, you guys take care, ride safe. See you guys later. Peace.